Jöjjel kívánok, hogy vagy jó? Boy, that's good. I like my Australia cup. I hope everyone out there is having a nice Easter. Yeah, I realized yesterday I went on and I did a video, Happy Easter. And while it was Easter for me, it wasn't Easter for you. Most of you, I should say. And, this morning I wake up and I'm lying there in bed and, getting various messages from family. Some family, I should say, a couple family members wishing me a happy Easter. But anyway, what was I going to say? Over the years, I've always come to learn that if I'm going to do something that could be wrong or is wrong or whatever it is, that something I shouldn't do, I always have an excuse ready. I never go into doing something that I shouldn't do without having an excuse or an alibi, already. Because I don't want to be caught and then, find myself being put on the spot and have somebody saying, why'd you do this? Or what are you doing? Or, whatever. So I always have an alibi ready. And I was thinking this morning, tomorrow I'm going to make a Costco run. Either tomorrow or Wednesday morning. I'm moving to my new place Wednesday morning. And I thought tomorrow night I would make a Costco run and then wake up Wednesday morning and load all my stuff right into the car and head to my new place. Alternatively, Wednesday morning I could wake up a good hour, or leave a good hour before Costco opens and load up my car and then do the hour and a half drive south to Rye, to my destination. We will see, as the saying goes. But I figured that I've got to have an excuse. I've got to have an excuse in case I get stopped. Headed 30 minutes shopping. I had this conversation yesterday with Oz, saying that, he said, well, you're doing shopping, mate. You're allowed to go shopping. And I'm like, yeah, well, I said, does that mean somebody could drive down from Alice Springs, up in the Northern Territory and say they're going, and go down to Melbourne and if they get stopped saying they say that they were going to Costco, I don't know where they draw the line as far as shopping. There's a shopping, I could get in my car and be shopping in 5 minutes at Woolworths. But anyway, so I'm thinking, what do I say? What do I say if I get caught? What's my alibi? And this morning it dawned on me. I thought, I know what I'm going to say. I have to go to Costco to get my biscotti. And he'll say, well, what do you mean you got to go to get your biscotti? I said, he'll say they have biscotti at Woolworths, they have biscotti at Kohl's. What's so special about Costco? And I said, well, you don't understand, officer. I said, all the biscotti that they pick up at these other places, it's this little stuff. You see, it's the little stuff. And Costco is, Costco has real biscotti. It's big, big stuff. Really, really big stuff. And I gotta go get my biscotti for my morning show. And and no doubtedly he'll ask me, what is my morning show? And I'll say, well, I said I have a YouTube show. And then probably he'll recognize me and probably say, are you Tom of Tom TV? Something like that. But we will see. Anyway, You know what's interesting about days like today, Easter? Oftentimes people use days like today to reach out to one another, as they should. You know, as they should. Easter, Christmas, New Year's, what have you. But people often use, holidays or whatever, maybe even birthdays, to reach out to one another. And it's a wonderful thing that they do, don't get me wrong. But oftentimes they'll reach out to people on holidays such as Easter that they don't reach out to the rest of the year. And one of the reasons that people don't reach out to one another is they're kind of like, well, I don't know what I would say. I don't know what we would talk about. Something like that. And what made me think about that was my beautiful sister, Monica, that has Down syndrome. And sometimes I wonder if she's not the lucky one, interestingly enough. And I say that because she's, for the most part, she's oblivious. She's oblivious to this whole pandemic thing. She just can't understand why people aren't coming and visiting her. Because unlike a lot of people with my sister that have Down syndrome that get forgotten, my sister never got forgotten. She's always been a part of the family. And as the years have gone by, the family has really embraced Monica, and it's actually been a beautiful thing to see, because when I was younger and I was in the military, or just out and about traveling, when I was much younger and I'd go home, the only one that would really go see my sister regularly was were my parents. My parents would go see her, but as far as the rest of the siblings, they wouldn't. And now that's changed. The family has really, I don't know if the word is stepped up, but maybe woken up is the better word, to what a beautiful person she is. And I called her the other day. Called her the other day and just talked to her. And everyone tells her that she's going to have everyone tells her that they can't come see her because there's a really bad cold going around. And when the cold is over, then they'll be able to go and see her. And they promise her that she's going to have a big party. And I told her the other day that we're going to have pizza at the party, because she likes pizza. And she corrected me and she said, no, it's going to be a cookout. It's going to be a cookout with hot dogs and hamburgers. And I thought I would call Monica today and share the call with you. I can't imagine that she wouldn't pick up, but let's see if she's home, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Let's see if I can't get Monica on the phone here. Here we go. Come on. Might take a moment. It's ringing.
Yes.
Monica.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Monica. How are you?
Good.
What are you doing?
Say my name.
What?
I'm playing my game.
You're playing your game?
Yes.
Are you winning?
Huh?
Are you winning the game?
No.
You know what today is?
Yeah. Lazy Bunny.
The Easter Bunny. Today is Easter.
Yes.
Did you get some candy?
Not yet.
Not yet, huh? Did your mother call you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Did Carol call you?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. How about Bob? Did Bob call
I
you?
got lazy candy later.
Okay. Wonderful. Are you sure you don't want to have Pete? What? Can you hear me?
What?
Are you sure you don't want to have pizza at your party?
No.
What, you want hamburgers and hot dogs?
Yes.
All right. And pop.
Pop.
Right. Do they have pop at your new home?
No.
They don't have pop at your new home?
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
I
okay.
need one.
What, Monty?
I need one.
You need a
I
pop.
got Bobby.
When
I
I
got Bobby. Bobby and Daddy Pop.
okay, when I come and visit you, I'll bring McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah, you like McDonald's?
Yeah.
All right. All right, sounds good, Monica. Okay.
Okay.
Have a nice day. I love you.
You too.
Okay,
I
bye.
love you, Tommy.
Okay, bye, Monty.
Bye.
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 All right. So she's playing her game, and she's just oblivious. She's just oblivious to all that's going on in the world, and that in part is what makes her such a special person. But anyway, I had a conversation yesterday, and I don't think it's the first time I've been asked this question, but the conversation was with my mother. And maybe it's not the first time that my mother's asked me this question, but she asked me if I could have gone back, knowing what I know now, if I'd gone back, would I have not come to Australia? And I've been asked that question before, and here I am on, I don't know what the date is today, April 13th or something like that. Better part of 2 months since I left, and as she asked that to me, I found myself thinking about it, and I told her, I said, Mom, I said, I don't think so. I think I would have done the same thing, knowing what I know now. I said, I've had some really, really wonderful experiences. I mean, I've seen more Australia than most Australians have seen. And I've had some wonderful experiences. I've met and spent time with some beautiful, beautiful people, like Michelle, of course, and there was Denise and Graham, and there was Mark and Maria, and there was just countless other people that I've met and what have you, and the places I've seen and the things that I've done and what have you. I said I wouldn't have given those up just because I'm here and not there during a pandemic. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I said, in many ways, I feel like I'm on the outside looking in. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I watch the evening news. I watch the coronavirus task updates, and I see CBS News, and I see the pictures of, bodies going into a public, I don't know what you want to call it, grave, if you will, I see all that, and I know that everybody's on lockdown, and it's not that we're not on lockdown here, but I don't see, when I do watch the Australian TV, I don't see on the Australian news what I see on the American news. I just don't. And that's not to say that it's not going to come or it's not going to happen or what have you, but it's a much smaller country in comparison, and probably 1/10 the population or something than America has. But here they've had, I think they're up to 56 deaths. Maybe I could be mistaken, but the number of deaths are in the 50s. One death is too many. It's not to say that 50 deaths isn't a lot, but it's just would I be back home if would I have done things differently? Even if I had not come to Australia, what would I be doing right now? I'd be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing right here. I'd be sitting in a house, wondering if I should go to the store or not, and what have you. But no, I wouldn't have done things differently. But anyway, one thing that gave me a little bit of a nice thought was, if you want to see where I'm going to be living for the next 2 weeks, go to Google and type in Woolworths, okay? Woolworths, 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 Rye, R-Y-E, Australia. Well, you could just type in Rye, Australia as well. It's not a very big place, but if you look at the map of Rye, Australia, there's only one Woolworths in town, and that Woolworths, there's a street that runs right alongside of it called Ozone, O-Z-O-N-E, Ozone, and that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be on Ozone Street, and right out my front door, as I was looking at it, right out my front door, probably not even a 2-minute walk, is the beach, and that's the bay. That's the bay. Well, yesterday, as I was looking at the map a little bit closer, Rye is on a peninsula. I'm on the Mornington Peninsula, and as Rush Limbaugh would say, for those of you in Rio Linda, California, that means it's a piece of land with water on 3 sides, and on the one side, close to where I'm staying on Ozone Street, is the bay, but probably not even a 5-minute drive, maybe a 5-minute drive, 10 minutes at the most. I can be over on what they call the back beach, and the back beach is the ocean. And just go there, and zoom in on Rye, Australia, and then move your map over toward the ocean side of the peninsula, and go down, and they'll have little points of interest, like this beach or that beach or whatever, and then you can click on the little points of interest and you'll see the pictures. And I did that yesterday, and spectacular coastline, just beautiful coastline, beautiful stretches of beach with crashing waves and what have you. And if I had the chance, would I have stayed back home, or would I be here in Australia, walking on a white sand beach with waves crashing upon the shore? I think the answer speaks for itself. But anyway, so that's about it for the day, folks. I hope everybody out there had a I was reluctant to tell people to have a happy Easter. Have a happy Easter. It's like you're holed up in your house. You're afraid that you're going to get a virus that could kill you. How do you have a happy Easter? So instead, I've been telling people, have a blessed Easter. Have a blessed Easter. You know, it's interesting. Before I forget, I had a thought go through my mind yesterday. You know how people, when it comes to Christmas, Christmas is the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. And, people all around the world have taken that holiday. And actually, you know what, I should be careful with my words here, because if you go back on the history of Christmas, the celebration of Christmas, there's a long story. But in the context of Christianity, it's the celebration of the birth of Christ. But it's interesting how people more jump on the Christmas spirit than the Easter spirit. Christmas is all about presents. What am I going to get for people, and what are people going to get me? And Easter. Easter for kids is wonderful in that you have the eggs, and it's the ending of the winter, and you get candy and all that good stuff. For most adults that aren't Christian or whatever, they don't piggyback Easter like they do Christmas, which is rather interesting. But anyway, all right, everybody. Hope everyone out there has a wonderful day. Well, I don't know. Have a good day. All right. Take care. Bye bye.